This is Land of Havilah, Jeremiah 45. The chapter is only 5 verses. Verse 1. The message that Jeremiah the prophet spoke to Baruch the son of Neriah when he wrote these words in a book at the mouth of Jeremiah in the 4th year of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, Yahweh the God of Israel says to you, Baruch, you said, Woe is me, for Yahweh has added sorrow to my pain. I'm weary with my groaning, and I find no rest. You shall tell him, Yahweh says, Behold, that which I have built I'll break down, and that which I have planted I'll pluck up, and this in the whole land. Do you seek great things for yourself? Don't seek them, for behold, I'll bring evil on all flesh, says Yahweh, but I'll let you escape with your life wherever you go. Comment in verse 1, Jeremiah spoke these words to his assistant Baruch, and Baruch wrote them down. It was the 4th year of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. That translates to approximately 605 BC. In the last chapter, Jeremiah spoke to the Jews in Egypt after the fall of Jerusalem, which would have been sometime after 587. So in transitioning from the last chapter to this chapter, we just took a step backward in time 20 years. The chapter at hand should really accompany chapter 36, which was also the 4th year of Jehoiakim. There Jeremiah dictated all his prophecies to Baruch. Baruch wrote them down in one scroll and read them to the public, and the king burned the scroll and put out an arrest warrant for Baruch and Jeremiah. And everything we know about Baruch, he turned out to be completely faithful to Jeremiah, even still being with him in Egypt in the last chapter. In verse 2, Yahweh's message to Baruch back in his early days was, Baruch, you say, Woe is me, for Yahweh has added sorrow to my pain. I'm weary with my groaning, and I find no rest. Baruch was having a pity party, in other words. But in verse 3, the pity party wasn't just for himself. He was mourning that Yahweh would break down and pluck up the whole land. He believed Jeremiah's prophecies of destruction that he was writing down, in other words. And just like Jeremiah was distraught over the land in chapter 8, Baruch is distraught over the land now as he's making a copy of all Jeremiah's prophecies. In verse 3, Baruch had doubts about the justice of it all. We can read that between the lines because Yahweh told him, That which I have built I'll break down, and that which I have planted I'll pluck up, end quote. In other words, Yahweh is saying the right is mine to destroy as I see fit. So besides Baruch feeling sorry for himself, to which Yahweh took exception, and besides Baruch feeling sorry for Judah, to which Yahweh took exception, and besides Baruch feeling that Yahweh was unjust, to which Yahweh took exception, there's one more thing in verse 5. Yahweh took exception to Baruch seeking great things for himself. Quote, Do you seek great things for yourself? Don't seek them, for behold, I'll bring evil on all flesh, says Yahweh, but I'll let you escape with your life wherever you go. It seems that Baruch took these words to heart and humbly kept serving Jeremiah, because 20-plus years later he was still serving him in Egypt after the fall of Judah, which was the fulfillment of Yahweh's word that he would escape with his life. Probably early on in the 4th year of Jehoiakim in this chapter, Baruch wondered if he would be like Elisha, who served Elijah. Elisha went on to become a great prophet himself, but apparently Baruch put away any such ambitions when Yahweh warned him about it here. We can take the lessons from this chapter not to feel sorry for ourselves, to bear up under persecution, not to object to God's judgment, not to think of God as unjust, not to seek great things for ourselves, and that we should be satisfied simply to be among the few, Matthew 7:13 and 14, who escape the coming judgment. The name Baruch means blessed in Hebrew. If we can do all these things, we'll be blessed. Jeremiah 46 is next.